What's up, man? How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Do some late night live talking about
Yeah,
how to collect Marvel cards. Pretty
yeah,
crazy.
everybody. Yeah, really hope you are all having a marvelous day. Norn and I have been, we've been getting asked about Marvel cards for a while. Norn for an eternity because he's an old G in the Marvel game. But man, that has really amped up the last week. Like when I mean amped up, I mean I'm probably getting asked questions right now on my phone, like like that kind of amped up.
I mean, with your coverage of Dallas and everything that was
Mhm.
going on, with the great curator, with everything like that, celebrities showing PNGs on their feeds. I mean, this has been a crazy week. Crazy
Yeah.
week.
Absolutely. I was looking at Aoki who showed off his blue Spidey PNG, uh, and he has over 9 million followers on his Instagram account. That's kind of a big deal.
Great.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's showing up. So let's say hello to some people in the chat. We got Bryce. What's up, Bryce? Man, always good to see you in the chat.
Hey,
We got
buddy.
Swami. I've heard of that name before.
Swami.
We got Jago. Jago, man, what's up? It's
Hey,
always
bud.
good to see you. Got Watch Me Open. Just had the best time with him last night, hanging out talking Marvel cards. It was really
I was
cool.
so jealous. I was so busy today. Why Billy was texting me, I never got back to him, so I have to text him after this. Miss
Okay,
you, buddy.
so I got a question for you, Norn.
Please.
If we were to quote, something quotable, and I said, you know what, like if we said something at the same time, right? And I went, you know what, we always finish each other's. What would
What
you
are you
say?
trying to get at?
What would
Huh?
you say? What would you say? Would you
About what?
say sentences? We finish each other's sentences,
Paragraphs. No, sentences. I
or
meant
would you
sentences.
say we finish each other's sandwiches, like
Thoughts.
from Frozen?
Oh, that isn't Frozen. We could do that. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
totally botched this in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so did Bill from Watch Me Open last night. You have to
Oh,
watch it to find out.
Bill. Bill's
Yeah.
smarter than me. He should know better.
Yuri, what is going on?
Hey,
Tim, those
man.
art binders are next in my list. Oh, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the binders that Tim makes, right?
Tim Rails, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Tim Rails makes those
He's been
binders.
doing that for a long time. He's a great graphic designer. He's
He sure
awesome.
is.
Does great work there.
I think that's what he does for a living.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter. Good
It
stuff.
just gets me excited about the future. I'm excited too, my friend. Get me an invite, boys. You want to chat? Like you want to put your face on camera? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, Swami puts his face on camera all the time. He's a classic that way.
Yeah, love that.
Sandwiches. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
it. Yeah, it's from Frozen. Well, yeah, that's what he said, by the way. That's what Bill
Nice
said.
Swami. Classic. Did he really say that? Wait, he said that? Oh my God, Billy. You can't take
He
that guy
did.
anywhere. Oh,
And
Billy.
I have a PG YouTube channel. Like
Bill caught me off guard with that reply. Yeah, that's talking to Bill.
what's up, Trev? Yeah, it wasn't sandwich the other day, was it? But anyways, like
Oh, that's
we
bad.
we wanted to do kind of a long form conversation about how to collect Marvel cards, and I'll go ahead and spill the beans. We're going to put together a shorter, more concise, to the point, how to collect Marvel cards video, and it should be up soon. For people to be able to watch and learn, and maybe something we can send to other collectors, as you might get questions as well. It might be helpful just to create some initial focus. But wanted to have a conversation with you guys in the chats and talk about how would you see a new collector should begin collecting Marvel cards, and then of course we'll give you our thoughts as well.
Yeah, it's from an SNL skit.
Yeah, it is. So I'll kind of just give an initial overview of a thought. And in this world, we always kind of like to say there's two. Like there's this and there's that. There's black and there's white. Whatever, right? And so it's easy to kind of create that dichotomy of dualism of something, right? And that kind of fits in Marvel cards a little bit. Marvel cards, one of the beauties of it, it can be eclectic and different and whatever you want it to be, right? But we're talking about how to begin. And there have been people I've talked to and not that have been, say, collecting for 6, 10, 12 months, and I've asked them, hey, if you could start over again, what would you do differently? and they almost say they would do stuff differently. So we're kind of wanting to give that advice up front instead of waiting 6 or 12 months later, and then they're like, "Why didn't you tell me that?" Right?
Yeah. I mean, we've heard that question from Elusive, a good friend of ours, and something he asked on a chat where he interviews collectors. And, it's a big question that's always around the hobby because, Marvel cards has been such a small group of people that now, since so many people are coming in from all different backgrounds of collecting, everyone's trying to figure out, well, how do I do this here? How do I do this here? How do I not spend all my money unwisely? How do I, do I think about this from an investor standpoint or whatever the case may be? And, I was just talking about this recently with Ian Taylor and talking about how Marvel collectors are kind of curators, right? Because we love artwork so much, right? With collecting sports cards and other things, you're looking at stats, you're looking at favorite teams, you're looking at moments in history. So when you collect Marvel cards, you kind of have to come at it with your own kind of creativity. And
Yeah,
that's what I think is so much fun about Marvel cards in itself.
it is a ton of fun. And look, I want to draw kind of a clear distinction for tonight's video. This is how to collect Marvel cards, which is different than, well, not different. There's kind of a third leg of collecting, but we want to touch that separately, and that's how to invest in Marvel cards or how to come at it from an investment standpoint. And I do realize that it's hard to divorce the two. I totally get it. Like, hey, if I buy this now, if I ever need to unload it or need it for trade value later, it's going to be worth more, right? I mean, I totally get that. But we're talking, specifically how to create an initial focus into a collection from a collecting standpoint. You're this term I've been hearing more and more lately, and that's a hobbyist. Someone who's just here for the hobby, here to collect, not really thinking through it from an investment standpoint. We're going to definitely address that. That's going to be another video. We deep dive into that. And doesn't mean we can't talk about it tonight. We certainly can. But I love Neo's comment here. Best way to begin collecting Marvel cards in 2022 is a second mortgage on the house. And his point is that values are up on homes and rates are still low. So he's got a valid.
There's more insight to that comment than it
Yeah,
looks, people.
he knows what he's talking about. Hey guys, give me more
Neil's the
wisdom.
best.
Yeah, for sure.
Ew.
I literally looked my wife in the face this weekend. I said, we might pay off our house this year with Marvel cards.
I mean, it's insane. It's crazy to think how much value people are placing on Marvel cards now as they have in the past, and it's night and day, really. And I think a lot of people are trying to figure out, hey, I mean, like for me personally, just on a side note, when I started collecting Surfer, I made a very real decision. I said, I am not going to put any money into this that I can't get back out of it
Mm-hmm.
years from now. And that was my decision. You know what I mean? Like, and it's because I've never been the type of collector to just, oh, I really love that thing, I need to have it. It's always been like, I really like that thing, but here's the thing I'm trying to do in my collection. And it's just one of the ways I collect. You don't have to collect any other way than what you're feeling at all. So this is
Sure.
more of like, here are all the different ways. Here are some stories that I have from different people I know who collect differently, just to give you guys some kind of jumping off point, some inspiration.
So Swami says, maybe buy a cheap completed base set and binder it or crack some boxes on the cheap. And I think he's getting into kind of what it means to be a set collector. And when I hear cracking boxes, I think he's probably talking about that, that joy you had as a kid, and kind of rediscovering that. Obviously, it gets expensive cracking boxes, so you have to be careful, but that's fun. Miles here says, I should have bought the Green Surfer.
I got it here for you. Just
Yeah.
just come on over. We'll have some coffee. You can have it in the briefcase free. Just take it. It's fine.
Yeah. Neo, people love it when you talk Marvel cards, man. They really
Neo,
do.
you're the best, brother.
What's the state of Marvel cards right now? Are there any new cards in 2022? I still have my sets from when I was a kid and getting back into things.
love
Mr.
hearing
Ball Gawk.
I love it.
Love
I
the
love
name.
hearing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so
Marvel cards right now. Yeah.
the state of Marvel cards right now is that gosh, I don't even know how to define it. I just say Marvel cards, baby. That's the way I've been defining it. It's Marvel cards is making an adjustment into what I would call its proper place. When you think about the size and scope and scale of trading cards as a hobby, that includes all trading cards. When you think about the size and scope of Marvel as a property and brand, you got something that's out of balance, right? You got Marvel cards as a brand, trading cards as a hobby, and Marvel cards have been down here, and it's correcting, and it's correcting at a pretty rapid pace, maybe a pace that I wouldn't have expected, but it is definitely correcting. And what's interesting about this is coming on the heels of the boom of the 90MU graded PSA 10s back in January of 2021, and people were like, well, that's kind of a fluke, and in a sense it was, to some degree, because it lacked something really, really important, and it lacked education about what Marvel cards are and what's actually special. And so for the last 12 months, that's what's been happening. People have become educated. They're starting to understand what's out there and how special it is. And now you have the real correction. That would be my definition of the state of the hobby.
Yeah, it's very much trying to do that. And, yeah, I mean, we're finally getting to the level that, has that appreciation of Marvel cards. And it was here at one point, back in the 90s when cards were everywhere. I remember being a kid and seeing Marvel cards at the mall and all these different places and convenience stores, gas stations. You could pick up a pack. I miss those days. And, I'm hoping that this kind of correction that Spidey Juice talking about, gets us to that point again where Marvel cards can be seen in the wild. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to go to a comic book store and actually see some packs of Marvel cards sitting there on the counter.
Or imagine for kids if they were at the Walmart grocery store line or the Walmart register and there were Marvel cards there. There's baseball, there's hockey, there's WNBA, there's Pokemon, there's Yu-Gi-Oh, there's Magic, but there's no Marvel.
And I think that was what so brought people back from MU90, Marvel Universe 1990. I think that's what made people so excited when they started gaining popularity and everybody went for that set first, because there was such a nostalgia. That was the first Marvel set to have holograms. Yeah. And that was such a thrill to open those packs and to get that silver hologram. It's really exciting time for Marvel cards.
It is exciting. And so I was talking to a guy tonight who recently sold off what I think is a pretty large sports card collection and is coming into the Marvel card hobby. And I've actually heard that story multiple times every day now. And what he was telling me, he's like, I'm looking out there and almost none of these Marvel cards are actually graded. Yeah, you have the 90MU, but the rest of it's not graded. And what that tells him is it hasn't even begun. Like the way collecting is done at this higher level, right? This more intense, focused level. And so, they're seeing it as the beginning of something where we see this comment here. I wish we could go back to 2013 with a time machine. We all would, right? And that would be extra special, but it actually still is a special time to get into the hobby.
Oh, it's a very special time. I mean, X-Men Metal just came out. You have PMGs in there from a long time. You have Platinum Portraits, purely periodics. I mean, there's some really great inserts in that set that are going to be really special long term, and a lot of hard number set stuff. I mean, some people are wishing to go back to 2017 just to get to Fleer Ultra Spider-Man.
Look, here's what's crazy. I was collecting in 2021 when there were still packs of 2017 on e-pack, and I looked over it because I was waiting on Marvel Masterpieces and I didn't know better. And that's just that's the way life works. That's the way life works.
That's right. I forgot about that.
We're going real quick back to this question he asked, are the new cards, and just simply put, Spider-Man Metal is the one that I'm most anticipating. I believe Marvel Masterpieces has a chance of being released at the end of the year.
Masterpieces, Marvel Premiere, Spider-Man, Marvel Beginnings. I mean, there's quite a few sets coming out and scheduled to come out.
Into
more
the Spider-Verse?
MCU sets. I mean, that's the set I'm really excited about, is Intro to Spider-Verse, because you're going to get signers of Miles Morales, like first time cinematic appearance, Miles Morales signed on a card. I mean, I hope that's what happens. That's my excitement.
Yeah, I suspect that to happen. And then you have Allure, which just came out, which is, an MCU set that's supposed to be.
That's coming out really soon, I think.
We'll see. Yeah. And then just releases the annual, which is a great place to start from a budgeting and standpoint, and still has a chance to hit some cool cards and sketches and things of that nature.
They have holograms out of 20 in Marvel Annual. I mean, there's some really solid inserts in there.
Yeah,
and it's a good price point too. Good price point.
How to collect. Have joy while not earning yourself a divorce or a breakup, and not allow addiction to take root in your life. And it is funny, but man, there's a reality where one of the things that drives people is tied to this financial aspect, that it can get expensive and you make poor decisions, and then the fact that it can become addicting, the chase and the hunt and the thrill of receiving something that's special. So keeping that in check. I like the term walk in the light. That's what I like. I just walk in the light as much as possible. Don't allow yourself to get into a dark space where people don't know what's really going on and how you're handling yourself in the hobby.
And don't be competitive when collecting Marvel cards. There's no reason for FOMO. I know a lot of people are on the chase right now for certain cards because they are disappearing, and that is so very true. But man, sometimes if you miss the boat, just have to stand on the pier a little bit longer. Another boat will show its way.
Well, the cool thing is that Upper Deck is going to make more cards.
That's not stopping. So yeah, there's plenty of opportunities out there. Yep. Also, start investigating on some older Marvel sets. I'm telling you right here, right now, PMGs are not the only grails in Marvel cards. There's some really special pieces.
Yeah, like I'm actually gonna this is I'm gonna mute this real quick. Make some noise tearing a piece of paper here and look for my pen. So like if we were to draw, right? Like we're at the tip. We're at the tip, and there's still a lot of stuff. I can't do this on camera down here. Right? There's a lot of stuff down here, and PMGs is right here. And it's PMGs, and I'll be honest with you, I see the conversation going straight to Battle Spectre gems. That's happening.
Yeah, I see a lot of people doing that.
It's happening.
Jambalayas, I see that.
Dude, we're talking 2 inserts. That's it.
So much more.
In sets that have multiple inserts in those sets alone. And so yeah. You ain't kidding. Breaking gets expensive. Just ask the guy who served me my subpoena. Did you tell him about Marvel cards though? That's what I know. That's what I want to know.
You should have brought him inside.
Yeah. Merle, what's up, man? Hey, listening to you before our show. Pleasure meeting. Yes, it was absolute pleasure.
So sad I missed this. Damn.
One of the highlights of my week was hanging out with him. Really cool. We actually got to have dinner, and we ate sushi together. It was nice. Neo, yeah. 90MU prices are still up. Look, I would still love to have a Cosmic Spider-Man PSA 10. That's not shaking loose for anything under $3,000 to $5,000.
That's important, man. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there trying to build up that Gem Mid set from 90MU. I know at least of 5, and that's just me.
I can't remember who it was offhand, and that's all I don't want to misrepresent it. But on Instagram, where he showed off PSA 8s of Cosmic Spider-Man, there's 60. I think he said there's 64 of those, and that's it.
So small, man. That's not a lot of cards, man.
Yep. It really PSA isn't. 8. So I mean, not 9 or 10 at 8. Where PSA is at with the April submission, I was still waiting until this pops. Yeah. So all right. So here's what he's saying. Last year there was a big push of cards into PSA. So much so that I think one time it shut the post office down or something.
Yeah.
But those cards have not been released into the pop reports. So that is true.
It's true, and they're getting there. I mean, we're in December now. And I remember hey, Marvel guy, I have to talk to you, Marvel guy. I know you want some gambits, so we'll have to talk. But so, for Marvel cards, a lot of people said December prices were going to go down. I remember talking to Neo about this, and you, Spidey. Do you remember? Yeah. We were like, I don't know, man. I think these cards are special, but MU90 prices are probably going to fall to the floor. They're still doing solid. I mean, look, those things used to be 25 cents each. Right. No one cared. We cared. But no one else seemed to care. And now
it didn't realize how hard it is to get those grades. And the other part of it is part of the equation when you're working out this math of what's going to be that value in the future was how many people are going to be in the hobby.
Audience grew.
Part of that algebra, like we have this number, we have that number, but what's C here? Like what's that going to be at that time? And look, the hobby's growing rapidly.
Majorly.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, Swami. Wonderful advice here. Join the Facebook groups, EPAC, listen to the podcast, learn about the history, print runs, and inserts makes collecting funds. You're so true. So true.
Yeah.
If you're a collector on any kind of budget, forget and ignore the hype. I mean, I can keep reading, but he's on point.
Nailed it.
And that's really hard to do. It takes a lot of emotional fortitude.
Discipline. take a break from Instagram, man. Trust me. Take a day break from Instagram so you don't see everyone's post and mute. I mute people all the time just so I don't have FOMO, and then
Look,
go back to their channels. To
this
be honest.
explains a lot about our conversation.
Okay.
Where's the
I
mute button?
don't mute everyone. Okay, Stacking is the one I mute. I can't trust that guy. He just makes me want to buy more Marvel cards. No, I'm
Buy
just
more
kidding,
Marvel
Charles.
cards. Yeah, no, I
Just
love
kidding, buddy.
Charles to death.
He's the
So
best.
yeah, but here's one thing that I would say to that comment, which is, in a sense, if you keep that focus, you actually end up with the best cards. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
Because your resources are it's force multiplied. Have you ever heard that term? So
Yes.
if I
When
had
you
a
explain it to me.
drill bit and it had a flat circumference, it would be really hard to get into the ground. Now I could, but if I narrow it, now that drill bit can get to the ground very easily because it's force multiplied on one single point. And so in Marvel cards, if you really have that focus, all your resources, time, and energy going to that one thing, you'll get something special for probably a lot less than what the guy with FOMO has to pay for.
It's true. I've never been a big believer in FOMO. I stay away from box and packs when people are really hyped and jazzed about it. I just, when you stay focused, you can get excited about those things. You can do those things, one or two. But if you're not focused, you find yourself just buried beneath wrappers.
Yep. Hey, Neo, you can use my graph chart here.
I was not to say that. I tried so hard not to say that. I'm so mad.
Yes, you could definitely reference this. Send it to
So
Jim.
close.
To the Jim guy who does all the stats. And yeah, it'd be great. Hey, I said it with conviction. Okay,
You did. It was honorable. That's why I didn't say anything. It was a good move.
All right. Yeah, this year is getting expensive. Yeah, it is. I mean, but again, it's perspective because if I'm pretty sure that Constantine, I've seen your name in here for a while now, and so you've been paying attention. But for people who are just getting into them, they take a look at the landscape and they go, okay, it's still early. It's all perspective.
Definitely. I like that, Jago. That's really good. That's really good. Yeah.
Neo confirmed. Just the tip. Perfect. Okay. Do you guys think that the 2016 and 2020 Marvel Masterpiece from the next PMGs, because they're beautiful sets those are among the best? I'm going to let you respond.
I'm a huge believer in Marvel Masterpieces. I always have been. It's really the set that, back in the day, we all know this if you're around my age or just a little bit older, but before we had the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we had Marvel cards, right? Joe Jusko drawing these figures, these bigger than life bodybuilder, realistic looking superheroes with Julie Bell and Boris, Joe Jusko. Those artists getting into that kind of imagery, that was like, wow, this is what the character would look like in real life, right? Or you have the Bill Sienkiewicz, really comic, interesting, different looking abstract pieces, right? Marvel Masterpieces has always been that set that can showcase all these different works and perspective on characters. And I think Marvel Masterpieces 2016 was the very beginning of modern, ultra modern, I should say, quoting Sports Card Investor when they're talking about modern and vintage. The ultra modern was really the beginning in 2016. Marvel Masterpieces, because that's where we came up with the tier system, and that's what we have to today. And the next Marvel Masterpiece set will follow the tier system too. So I think it's important. I don't think it's the next big thing because I don't believe the next big thing, but I do believe that it's vital.
So my brain goes into comparable analysis, right? And when you're looking at comparable analysis, the thing that Marvel Masterpiece has at a smaller scale is it's got name recognition, right? Where a PMG has name recognition, but it's across a broader stroke of people. So nothing's really going to reach it because of that one thing, right?
Yeah.
But is it numbered? Is it low numbered? Is it beautiful? Does it have Joel? Is it foiled? Yeah, the Battle Spectre gems are. It also has the name Jim in it, and let's not undersell that.
Yeah. There's foiling on the base. There's foiling on the orange, the purple. I mean, the whole set has a nice foiling to it for sure, and it's hard numbered, man.
It's hard numbered, and so then when people actually take the time to look at it, I had somebody reaching out to me today. Can you just send me a video of that card? They just want to look at it,
I
And so I
just want to
did.
see it. It's iconic,
It's
right?
beautiful. If I had
Yeah.
it with me, I'd show you,
Beautiful red
but I
spidey.
don't.
Love it.
Look at that. The card balls, we've arrived.
Thank you for your reveal in the MCCW group, my friend. It's great to see you coming out of your shell, brother.
I
Love your
love it.
channel.
But absolutely. And so now you have to actually make that deal work with the gambits.
I know. I'm going to. Don't worry. I got you, Marva guy.
How about 90s diamond cards and Toy Biz cards? That's more your
Oh,
wheelhouse, and let me let you
oh,
respond to
you
that.
dirty dog. You're scary. That guy. I like him. Yes. So what he's talking about are, oh gosh. So what he's talking about is the early 90s, the very early Marvel cards that were ever promos. So he's
Mm-hmm.
talking about the really good stuff. Actually, in the 1990 Marvel Universe, people still don't know this, but there are diamonds on the back of them. They come from the cut sheets, the uncut sheets, a 4-card up that were in the preview magazines back in the day. There are said to be some ones that were like in a clear package that had
Mm-hmm.
diamonds on the back. But better yet, there's another one that I don't know if you know this, Bry, but there's another 90s promo card where the copyright information's changed because they were the very first cards to be released for the 1990 set in cons as promotional samples. So those cards are out there. Toy Biz cards, Justin Spidey Jew over here has gone on a hunt for those. I've seen your videos going for that stuff. There's also Masonic,
Mm-hmm.
NEL Sonic cards. Those are also pretty rare and
Watch
difficult to
cards?
get.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, that's right. That's right. So those have Masonic on the back of those X-Men cards where the Toy Biz logo would be. So pretty rare stuff. 1990 also had 1991 also has some promo cards in there too. So pretty
Well, so
exciting stuff.
what y'all just heard is why I actually call him the professor and not Norn or
Sorry,
Steve.
I rambled.
No, pulled that right out of his brain like I was reading an encyclopedia of Marvel
People
cards.
know way more than I do on this.
Yeah,
This
Brian
is
Folds was
just
like,
what I hear.
I had no idea he was going to answer to that level, but he just did. All my info comes from listening and watching you guys, and that's sweet. We really don't want to mislead you. And look, no one knows the future. Literally, no one. All we can do is, look at the past and look at the present and try to best, guide with what information we do have.
This is supposed to be fun. Do not get yourself in any financial mess over this.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Spidey Jew? I'm the dude. Yeah, you did, and you did reach out about Battle Spectre games. That was awesome.
Smart man.
Yeah,
I like that. I love the 2018 set. So good.
Tim the Tool Man Taylor. Okay,
Tim.
Yeah. He can't focus on 10 things. No, yeah. Hey, don't undersell yourself. I know what you're doing over there, man. Sorry, I don't want to drive you to drink. I promise. One of the reasons I'm going to be staying away from the Spider-Man metal is just because it is not in the budget. Smart, super smart.
Wait for it to come on EPAC, and then wait a week or two later, and everything will be on Comp C.
All right, I just want to expound just a little bit on what you just said. So boxes are expensive. Ripping them is expensive because you don't know what you're going to get, right? EPAC historically is a little cheaper than what the boxes are at the end of the release, which is where we're at. Okay, so if you want to open a box, EPAC. But even more importantly, for the people who just spent all that money opening boxes and open up EPAC, they have to unload cards, and it's kind of a race to the bottom for those first few days, weeks, as everybody's selling. So if you save your money, get your focus, know what you're hunting, get on EPAC, get on ComC, you can get that stuff a lot cheaper. Off topic, best guess what 2015 retro box on eBay ends at? There's an auction. How in the world?
It looks like crap. That box looks rough. I think it'd be cool to see that end. I think you're looking at over 10K, my estimate. But that box looks pretty rough. So I don't know if we'll get like an accurate estimate on it, unfortunately. And it might just be me. I don't know what you think, Spidey, when you see it.
Well, I hadn't seen it. So
you're going to love it. Now. I saw it like an hour before we got on here.
I got it. I'm going to pull it up right now so everybody can see it. Yep.
Beautiful.
In just a second.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neo. Appreciate it. I don't know how you keep up with everything.
Neo.
Awesome.
Crazy.
Okay, so here it is. Can you see it?
Yep. Looking at it now. Oh, it's the same picture as the 20,000.
So
that's weird.
So I'd rip it. I mean, I know you said it's ugly, but I'd rip it.
I mean, everyone's going to rip it. Everybody wants that on a channel of some sort or to rip and sell the cards individually, which is a great idea. Look, 2013, 2015 Fleer retro boxes, special.
Yeah, so let's talk about why you don't want to bid on it. The gold 1 of 1 Spider-Man's been hit.
So
We
is
know
the
that.
Wolverine.
So is the Wolverine. So is the Hulk. So is the
Yeah.
Deadpool. Hmm.
Venom? Was Venom pulled? I feel like we know that.
Venom. Yep, I know where it's at.
That's it.
Yep,
I thought so.
Venom.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So a lot of the
Um,
big golds have been pulled, but
right.
getting some greens is still worth it. Um,
There's
I
probably
mean,
a green
blues and reds.
Spidey in a book somewhere. In a book in a
I'm
box.
sure there has to be something like that locked in there somewhere for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, so I mean, yeah.
Also, too, I think the box, if memory serves me right, and our buddy Phil LaMonica and some other people who have opened these boxes in the past will
Mhm,
know this better than I do, so this might be me talking out. But the box does have like a little border
mhm.
around it, so the packs inside might be like an inch
Yeah,
inside. You know what I mean? I think they're like
yeah.
safely nested in there, so you
I
should
think
be okay.
yeah, and by the time those cards came out, people that were buying and what they were doing, they knew how to handle them. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
not a
Yeah,
great picture. I don't understand why people can't take a good picture, but with the phones that
in a
we have
rush.
today,
I know.
these videos helped a lot. Oh, that's awesome, man. Very cool.
Oh, cool.
Masterpieces are gold nuggets only to appreciate and value. All of us in attendance here and in the forums are cutting edge early investors. Lots to be excited about, but don't open while in debt. Yeah, no, don't go in debt.
House and hobby, you're the best, man. That's nice.
It's
That's
good.
awesome. Perfectly said.
Do you guys hold any sealed product? And what are some low key sealed sets that you think will appreciate? I'm happy to
Ooh,
take this one if you want me to.
please have fun with it.
I think with Whatnot and the fact that they need product to rip to keep that kind of that scene going, you're going to see sealed product continue to go up in value. Period. So I think holding any sealed product, as long as you don't overpay for it, obviously the entry points, everything is going to be worth holding. Like low key holding, um, this may sound weird, and it was before the prices got up to 400, but X-Men Metal was a good low key hold for
For
sure.
real.
If
Yeah.
you Spider-Man Metal still at $370 a box. Last I checked, I think those are going to be worth holding on to because guys like me can't resist it and going to open all of it that they can. I love it, and so I think those two are good low key holds. It's getting harder and harder to get hold of masterpieces boxes. A lot of those big cards, we know where they're at, and they have been hit. The red spectrums and things like that.
They're tough.
They're
Yeah.
tough, and so not sure if that's as good of a hold now that your entry point is getting up to $800 a box, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it just depends. I would be very careful of early 90s stuff that was heavy glossy type of stuff. 1996 Marvel Masterpiece box is a really good one because those packs are in cases of their own.
Mhm.
I have one up here that our buddy
Ooh, there it
one
is.
stop toy shop, our buddy there who hooked me up with that, who's the nicest person ever. If you don't follow. Those packs are sealed in particular cases, so
I just
they're
read
pretty great.
Collection King's comment.
Oh,
How did he
scary.
know? And he's right. He's absolutely right. And look, I would love to send you something back in return, although they don't call you Collection King for no reason. So I don't even know what I would have that that you need. But man, that would be fantastic. So
I
Rittenhouse,
love Collection King's post. So good.
oh, it is good, man. Thank you, bud. So you want to talk about Rittenhouse for a second? Educate the
Oh,
people real quick.
please.
Yeah, let's do it.
Love it.
So
Yeah.
Upper Deck
So,
now is the one obviously making Marvel cards, but they didn't have the license earlier in the decade. It was Rittenhouse. And then Rittenhouse is still a company still producing non-sport stuff.
yeah, great stuff.
And yeah. And so they kind of help resurrect Marvel cards.
Yeah. Rittenhouse probably has the best. So, sketch card wise, Rittenhouse was the golden age of
Mm-hmm.
sketch cards because they had it so beautifully organized by how many the artists did. They had sample pictures of what each art, so you could really have a set. So we're talking about how to collect. Some people were sketch card collectors of a particular artist or a particular character, and they have great record keeping for that. And they were really smart in how they produced it. But they
Mm-hmm.
also produced really beautiful top of the line cards. So many people have started opening up Rittenhouse products because they realize, wow, they really put a lot of work in constructing this set. And honestly, I don't think they were the first set to do. number 10 cards in Marvel cards, but they were up there, like
Yeah.
2012, 2011, maybe
Something like that.
something like that. I think is the first one. So you had a diamond insert in there that was out of 10. And then, crazy enough, they even did a red insert called the ruby insert out of
Mm-hmm.
50. But these were in special boxes. I think they were the hobby boxes or something like that. There was some kind of,
Right.
no, oh, I forgot what it was. Don't butcher me. I totally forgot. But they were only in certain types of boxes, the ruby set. Pretty
It was
crazy
like
good stuff,
one
actually.
Collection King I know knows, but it was like one or maybe
Collection King's gonna post.
yeah.
He knows. I'm blanking here for
Yeah.
some reason.
So
But yeah,
they have great art on it, number of cards, and I saw
great
the
stuff.
Ruby Spider-Man today, and I was like, oh, I'm missing out.
I love
Collection
those
King's right.
rubies. They're beautiful.
Certainly missing
Beautiful
those
cards.
cards. Sketch card is like the professor.
I'm I'm
He
playing
is.
Pokemon right now. I'm playing Pearl and Diamond actually with my wife. It's funny enough.
Also, do you think the 66 Donruss will eventually emerge as one of the more desirable vintage Marvel products? I think it still flies under the radar. It's an education issue.
I mean, I think there's a Spider-Man in that set where
Mhm.
he's holding the camera and it says write the caption in there. I
Yeah.
think that's a really beautiful classic Spider-Man card. I always like that set. That's a nice set. That's a hard set to get and to put together, especially in
Well,
good condition.
this isn't vintage card collectors is not really a thing in Marvel collecting right now, but there are vintage card collectors. Like that's what they hunt, and anything I think it's what it does. Sports cards say pre
Pre
78,
80s,
pre 80s, something like
pre
that.
79 or something like that.
There's not much in the Marvel
Yeah.
world pre 80s. This is going to be one of them, and so
Yeah.
probably
And
gonna be
there are people who collect the vintage Marvel stuff quite seriously. It just hasn't caught on mainstream yet. But
I was
I know a guy who does the Tops 1976, 1978 set.
mhm,
And that's actually a card and it has a sticker and the character saying some kind of funny
yeah.
balloon comic board. It's a great, beautiful looking cards. And some of the poses from the characters are actually pulled right off their most famous covers.
I picked up a
Actually.
couple of them this weekend for $7
Oh,
each, but they were
I love
discolored.
it.
But I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and grab them.
There's multiple variations too. We'll get into that in some future
Oh,
episodes. But yeah, there's some crazy stuff
crazy.
there.
Of course, you know that because
Yeah.
your new hero name is Encyclopedia Man.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I just know a lot of people who are happy to give me knowledge.
Yeah. What's up, Jeff? Smart. Yeah. Wait until you pack. Dump your Spider-Man. Yep. Oh, baby,
Oh,
a little
Paul.
Marvel card chat on Tuesday night. That's right, Paul.
Hey, buddy.
That dude, he's all in Marvel
Yep.
cards.
Oh, Paul's in
Yeah.
it.
Kevin X, how's it going, man?
Hey, Kevin.
Nice Carnage picture, man.
Yeah,
That's
sick.
cool. Thoughts on sketch cards and their collectability and investment potential. Can I take the investment potential and you do
Oh,
the
take it
collection?
all. I'm
Okay.
feeling warm and cozy, so go for it.
Yeah. They don't call you sketch card hive for no reason. So sketch cards they're going through, I think, a little bit of an evolution to some degree. And sketch cards were almost like the thing that attracted the hobby back together, right? Like it was kind of the thing that really kind of built the collecting community back together. And uh, and then recently, sketch cards were, I won't say overproduced, but they were kind of easy to get. Okay. And so I think we're moving back into a future. I can't say this, for sure, but I think we're moving back into the future where because print runs are going to get higher as more and more people come into the hobby, and the ability to put sketches in each pack is just going to get so difficult. And so I think we're going to find those to be more rare again. So
Yeah.
what does that mean? Well, when something's rare but still has desirability, it has a chance of going up in value. So you really want to understand what people are going to be looking for. Is it a particular artist that's really, really popular? I'll give you an example. These are easy, but I'll just knock it out of the park real quick. If you have a Joe Jusko sketch that was pack pulled, you have money. You have money. It's going to be worth money in the future. It's worth money now. Like you can get PMGs with it. It's that kind of money, right? If you have a NAR sketch, NAR, that's what I said, NAR, you have money. It's liquid. That's the sports card term. I heard it all weekend.
It's liquid.
I heard it all weekend. Was like, hey, I'm making this trade. He would look over his buddy. Hey, do you think this is liquid?
That's killer.
Those are
Oh,
liquid.
man.
But if you have a sketch card that is from an artist that just, that is, how do I say it? I don't want to say it, but there's not an obvious sale history of these
There's not a mainstream attachment yet to it or a cult following. Like some artists on sketch cards have like a huge following and that artist goes way up. And
Mhm.
also too, like some artists are more desirable to more people than the few that they are. It just depends finding the right collector. I
Mhm.
think, Spidey Juice told me this in the past, and I think you're absolutely right the way you summed it up, is that there really has to be an education for sketch cards for them to
Mhm.
start increasing in like investment potential. Personally, me, there are sketch cards I would trade my Green Silver Surfer PMG for in a heartbeat. No
Mhm.
joke. And that's me. I don't
That's a big
have the
statement.
biggest sketch. I don't have the biggest sketch card collection. I don't have anything even close to anybody who I know who's like a true god level at
Mhm.
sketch card collecting, and I
Right.
admire those people. But it was the 1997 Flea Ultra Spider-Man set. There's not a sketch guaranteed in every box. It was like 2 or 3 a case or something like that.
Mhm.
Spider, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I opened
yeah,
a
sorry,
box
buddy.
thinking it was one in every box.
I'm so sorry. There's, I mean, I wasn't even sure. It was just, what I've heard. You don't see those boxes very often.
Right.
But what was really amazing about that set for Marvel cards was that it brought in original comic book art collectors to the
Mhm.
scene. You know what I mean? And I think sketch cards are the best insert. Opinion. I think they're the best insert ever made because how can you not get a kick out of
Mhm.
getting a sketch card of the original drawing of your character of some of a cool character on a sketch card in a box? I just love that idea, and I do think for the future it is going to be more limited to like 1 to 2 for every 2 to 3 cases. I
Yeah.
think it's going to get that limited, and I think it should because there has been quite a bit of sketches put into the market because they were for a while one a box.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Richard, what's up, man? How's it going? Card Boss, would you guys consider doing a group break on one of those retro boxes, like 10 people buying in on the entire box of break live? We've talked about this. The answer
Love
is
to do
yes.
it.
I'd love to do it. I think it would be a ton of fun, personally, and I think it would be great.
Blast.
It'd be great for really all of Marvel Card Universe to see it, to watch one of these opened up, and hopefully have people who know what they're looking at it while they're doing it, so it can be talked about and enjoyed. So yeah, just DM me
Retro
what you want to bid.
retro boxes are like a huge. They're such a joy to open. I've never personally had the luck of opening one, but
Mhm.
all my friends who have opened up retro boxes said it was like nothing else. It was so much fun to open that box because of the variety of inserts.
Yeah, no doubt. Richard, thank you, man. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, buddy.
With all the natural disasters of the last decade, what are the percentages of retro boxes be lost? Um, I don't know, man. It's so you, Norn, gave me the print run of 2013 recently. It was 6,000 some odd
Seven
boxes.
hundred and something. Yeah,
Yes,
my
some.
buddy, my very good friend, I eat cards, Kevin Letty, who's just one of the nicest people in the world. Did the math and basically just did the estimate of like red PMGs, blue PMGs, green PMGs, uh, multiplied by the amount of characters in each set, and then got that number. So
Yeah,
that's a rough estimate. That could be not right, but I trust my friend, and it might be a little off here and there. And I will research it, and
yeah,
I am wrong, or if someone knows, please tell me.
but it's not
But
thousands of boxes off. I mean, you know
it's
what I
never
mean?
been a lot. It's never been a lot. A lot of the people I know who have had these boxes in hand, cracked
Mhm.
all of them. I
Yeah.
don't really know anybody who's holding a case, and I only know of 3 boxes that are even around. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's pretty tough. And I'm sure they're out there. I just don't know where they are.
Right, right. And my point is, I don't even know if there was enough of them around to be around natural disasters. That was really my point.
Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough to say.
He's asked twice. The answer is yes. Just messing with your card, boss.
Done, buddy.
Are the Marvel Metal G's a good insert set? Do you mind if I handle this one?
Please.
Okay, so whenever I was going ham, full tilt gambling style on EPAC for Marvel Masterpieces of 2020, and that's another confession and story for you guys later. I had convinced myself that I wasn't going to stop until I had a Spider-Man card that was red flashing. Like that's where I
Wow,
was
that's
at.
scary.
That's how that's how deep I was in. And
Oh man.
and the card that finally saved my what little bit left in my bank account was the Spider-Man Metal G, which is numbered out of 25, hand numbered.
Hand numbered.
Hand numbered. Mine's 05-2. 25
Ooh.
or slash 25. And they're great. It's of this. I pulled that one, and through a trade, I got the red foil Spider-Man, also number 25. And out of those two cards, it's the metallurgy that people ask for the most in trade, that they're seeking. The last known sales months ago, like 4 or 5 months ago, was around $700-800 for them, ungraded. So I think Spider-Man, I guess is what I'm getting at. It's a good set. The characters you need to chase are Wolverine and Spider-Man out of that set. Venom would be third in my opinion. Who would you round out with four?
I think Spider-Gwen hits up there because that's such Palumbo did such a good Spider-Gwen for that set. She's so perfect.
Elegant.
Like it's just
Yeah.
a really great piece. I think a lot of people too end up finding it hard to find certain characters for metallurgy
I haven't seen a
because a lot of
Spider-Man
people,
metallurgy now
yeah,
that you mention it.
yeah, a lot of people have did a lot of people went out of their way to make a set of that
Mhm.
insert set. It was out of 25, so some of it was possible. It's
Yeah,
probably why
I'm
they're
thinking
hard to
there's
find.
probably 7 or 8 full sets made out there.
Maybe,
Um,
maybe a little bit lower, but that's I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, what would I know? Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're
I
right.
mean,
25 of them. How could
yeah,
there not be?
25. I think there's 7 or 8 would be my
There
guess.
has to be.
And
That's true.
then you have your character collectors who said, "I don't care if you're collecting a set. I'm keeping mine." Right.
That's mine.
And then you have what's sitting in boxes. Right.
Yeah,
So
I do think a lot of people kept 2020 sealed for sure.
right. And so with that being true, um, that probably puts the availability of what's out there that you can actually get your hands on without buying a full set to 10,
Yeah,
12, maybe. You know.
yeah,
So I think it's good.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that question here? I wanted to say what's
Let's
up,
go.
Maximum Love. Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Got my Mando set right there, son.
Yeah.
Share that. Love that. Awesome, brother.
Mando is your replacement for Surfer since you can't get anything else silver. But 350 a box, it makes more sense to chase singles. Swami, 100% correct. I mean,
Plus one.
you can buy, some of the best inserts for 350 that you hope to hit in the box. So
Yeah, man. That's the way I would do it too.
Sorry.
Just makes sense. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I don't want to cough on camera. Merle, yes. They are hand numbered. Yes, he knows his stuff. I just got Black Widow Rittenhouse diamond for $40. Good job, man.
That's such a good buy, man. And I know there's more. I think there's more than one Black Widow diamond out there, but both of them are really pretty. Really
Okay,
nice
so
pieces.
collection
Thank
is
you.
answering our question. It's archive boxes is where you get them.
Thank you, brother.
Yep. 2014 amazing number cards. 2015 Marvel Vibranium amazing. PMGs are not the only way to go. There's depth in these
A
cards,
lot of
guys.
depth.
Do your
A lot of
research.
good stuff.
Do your research. The Rittenhouse
Thank
archive
you.
boxes.
Oh,
Yep.
say Jack. Kevin say Jack. Now that guy, that's an OG right there. Love Saint
What's up,
Jack.
Kevin?
Thank you, brother.
I'm liking the Spider-Man logos here.
Oh, he's good, man. He has a great collection. Crazy collection.
Awesome. Any PMGs you want to sell? Just kidding. Marvel to the moon. I love it. I love it.
Hey, buddy.
As people get priced out of PMGs, what do we think them being the next most sought after card? I guess I would say it's not for me to say. I will say that it's hard for Battle Spectre GMs to stay on eBay right now. The people I'm talking to, I bought the out of 99 Venom versus Carnage Battle Spectre gem from 2016 at $815. And then a week or so later, the alpha of that card sold raw for $1,900. These cards shouldn't be doubling in a week, right? Now that alpha did carry a premium, and maybe that's what got that price up there. But those cards seem to be hitting pretty hard right now.
Wow. Crazy.
Where's your Sentinel giveaway? It's going to happen when we reach 3,000 subscribers, which we're about halfway there. I'm having faith that it's going to happen. So for those
excited
who
for you,
don't know,
brother.
new to the channel, I'm going to give away one of the HasLab Sentinels. It's 27-inch action figure, which looks wonderful. You'll love it if you win.
That's cool.
Jay from Canada, what's up, man? How's it going? Thank you for listening. Happy to have you here, man. We've got hey, let's do that real quick. We have a ton of Marvel card friends in Canada. Like a ton.
We do. I have a great friend in there. Who we have the Pernas in there too. Tony and Elaine Perna, amazing artists.
I'm going to make a plea to our Canadian friends. the sports card sports card investor Jeff and them, they found a 2013 retro box in Canada. That's where they got the box that they opened on camera December of 2020. So if there are retro boxes still laying around in Canada, call me. Call Norn.
Yeah. Even
Message
if you want to, you want it opened up live,
yeah,
we'll do it for you.
yeah. We'll just watch you open it. Like that's
Yeah.
fine. Totally fine.
Drilling and all. That's totally cool. It'd be really creepy, but also really satisfying. I don't know why.
Looks like Marvel guy might be talked into the retro break.
See.
Yeah, that would be the event of the year. And only topped by 2013 if that were somehow by some miracle able to happen, which don't think would. But for those with cards begging to be graded, wait, my friends, there will soon be a shakeup thanks to CGC's entry into grading Marvel cards. It's had to happen soon. I would say it's going to happen. CGC will grade cards, and so you just have to think through, what you want and what slab. If it's a very expensive card, I cannot in good faith tell you to send it to CGC at this time. Once they open, I think you got to stick with PSA until we know what we're getting from them from a Marvel card standpoint. But if you have cards that are going to look really cool, displayed in a CGC case next to your comic books or whatever like that, and the entry point of those grades are going to be cheap, maybe it's $15, $20 a card. That's what I was saying there. When it happens, it hasn't happened yet, so I don't want to mislead people, but it's probably going to happen.
I can't wait for CGC to grade Marvel cards. I'm the most excited about them. I think that's going to be great.
Shocker. Beskar loves the Mando setup.
I love it, buddy.
You just started collecting cards and you're hooked. Yeah, so I keep saying this: once for fun, twice for life when it comes to Marvel cards. You can't just dip your toe in it.
They're addicting. They're beautiful cards, man. There's such a variety of different styles for different people. So I don't know. It just makes a lot of sense.
No, we're happy to help. D-Boy, Pierre, happy to help. I've been snagging orange legendary 2020 MMs before they're crazy high soon. Snagged the Spidey Gwen, Black Panther, and Black Knight. So can we talk about that just for a second? The tier 4s, these very expensive sought after cards in the base set of Marvel Masterpieces, are numbered to 99. The orange parallel, numbered to 99. Significantly cheaper, same numbering. It's a great play.
I know. It really is. I mean, my only quorum with that play, I think it's smart. Let me preference that. I think it's smart. I think the orange set makes sense because a character in tier 1 has like 1,500 or whatever the 19. That's right.
It's the entry point, the cost.
I think it makes sense to have something out of 99. Out of 99 is not a lot. Traditionally, a lot of collectors of MM tend to want the base set over any other variation of set. So that is why people tend to pay more for a card out of 99, but it happens to have a silver foiling. I think when the audience increases, that will change. And I think the orange set is really smart. And also, be aware, the gold signature set follows the same what if numbering.
Right. Which is
so
not
tier 4.
Not a lot.
It's not a lot. Tier 4 gold signature cards, there's actually only 50 of each. It's not hard numbered, but that's the way it worked out in the checklist and the breaking down of the math. So
crazy. All right, so you keep talking. I'm going to pull something up for one of our next comments I just saw. So give me a moment here.
Thank you all for watching. By the way, we have 48 people watching this chat. This is kind of intense and amazing.
Marvel cards, baby. Right?
Marvel cards, baby. So my cat's eating here. So that's 40. That's 50. So she rounded us off. So there's that.
Awesome. So we're being asked, where are the Miles Royal foils? I'm going to pull them up for you. Give me a moment.
Miles is special. Definitely special.
Okay. Now we're going to screen share. And we'll make sure I share the right thing.
Also, too, about Marvel Masterpieces, while Spidey Jew gets up the screen, Epic Purples are really undervalued. I know a lot of people haven't really collected them or really understand because they are the most. I mean, they're still 1 out of 99 for every card. You know what I mean? So if the logic follows for orange, which is 99 of all of them,
right?
you're looking at a card set that's only out of 199 and it's purple. That's also crazy to pass up. And those are cheaper too. And 1 out of 99. Once the audience increases for Marvel cards, which to be honest, I think within this last week it really has increased by quite a lot, maybe like a quarter more. Um, I think a lot of these cards are going to be harder and harder to get,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
So
fortunately,
here's the miles here.
uh,
It's not a great picture, but that's the out of 10
mm,
royal foil. That's the out of 25, and this one up here on the top left is the out of 99. You can see there.
such a good card too.
Yeah,
Really
no,
is.
I'm very thankful to have it, and it
Beautiful piece.
it was expensive, but but
Beautiful
happy to
piece
have
though.
it. So that's where that is, and that was our question here. This question is the one I was referring to. 99 miles
Oh
royal
yeah,
foil.
Julian.
There may be more. Check ComC. The holy what?
Did it
It
really,
just
Brian?
sold for $1,500. Wow, wow! I wasn't ready for that.
Me neither.
That was
Wow.
a $350 card a week and a half ago.
Yeah. See, the audience got a lot bigger. That
And
happened
it,
really
you
fast.
know what happened is they went, okay, once the ones that were available at lower price got sucked up, right? That's number one. And number two, people realized what's the first year that miles start showing up in these type of cards? You have vibranium, okay, that's out there, and that's something to be paying attention to. But this is in the Flare Ultra Spider-Man set, which includes the BMG set, and this is fully, and low numbered. And they're realizing I don't want to sleep on this. That's a premium right now. 1,500 is a premium. It feels like an overreach because it was the only one available.
Yeah. Someone didn't want to miss out on that.
Did not. Maybe it was clean. Royal foils are not easy to get in good condition, so be careful.
That's true. That's true. A lot of
Correct me if I
flaking
was
on
wrong,
those
but
sometimes.
CGC doesn't have pop counts currently. Uh, on like
For Pokemon and stuff like that, maybe not. I haven't checked.
pop counts important.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
huge thing.
they don't need to miss out on that. Brian, I got four of them.
Ah, nice.
He's got four royal foils. Is that what he's talking about?
Miles. Maybe that's what Julian's talking about. What a beast.
Julian, hit me up.
Hit me up.
No, I'm kidding. I have some, so I'm good. Let's get on to
Ah,
somebody else.
yes.
What if and comic covers would look great? I love that idea. Destructive collectors.
Comic covers from Marvel Beginnings, man. Pack pulled autos from famous creators and writers and artists.
Oh, Julian from Retroverse. Oh, of course he has them. That's right.
Oh,
Yes.
Retroverse, bro.
Yeah, this guy knows what he's
Okay,
doing.
Retroverse. I still have to call you. I'm so sorry, Retroverse. He is the man. That
Mhm.
guy. I was talking to him for a long time during all this before we began, and he just went. And I bought some key pieces all by himself, own education, just a
Love it,
rock
dude.
star.
He is a rock
Great
star.
job, Retro. Great job.
Repping the UK well. Yeah, let's
No
go.
kidding. Hey,
Absolutely, Mookie. Looking to buy some 2020 MM since you can get a lot of it for less than $5. Yeah, numbered, no brainer. Build the set,
I like
have
it.
fun with it.
I like it.
Are you guys planning on opening Weiss Schwartz Marvel?
Oh man, I should be. I know you opened up a box, right?
I've opened up about 6 or 7 boxes. I think I have 10 left.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. I
Wow,
bought a
that's
case. The
killer.
case has 18 in it.
I didn't realize you got a case.
Mhm.
Wow, that's
I
awesome.
ordered it back in September. Pancake Analytics reached out. He was like, "Hey, you should buy a
Oh,
case of this." And it was like, I don't know, 10,000 yens or something like that. And I was like, I don't know how much that is. Let's do it. It turns out it's about $900. So
that's a great price. Well, Swami's the one who hit me up, and then Pancake hit me up as well.
yes.
I just couldn't do it at
I'm
the
thinking
time,
about
but
keeping a lot of what I have now sealed from that
I
set.
think they're beautiful. I think those cards are awesome. There's a great variety of rarity in them. I
Yeah.
think they're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
100%.
I just want to see where that goes. And I want to save it too when I don't have something else to rip. It's kind of nice to
Smart.
have sitting there. Is there any way
Yeah,
you could talk about the difference between the 90s and 2020s as far as a way to look for? Yeah, I mean, we
that's
really
a great
can.
one.
Marvel cards are vastly different now than they were in the 90s. The makeup of them, the structure, the way the set presents itself, it's just different. 90s was about selling as many packs as possible. Like they were printing them to the moon, and with a few inserts, you got some rare stuff out there, but not nearly as much. Where now it's about the insert, right? The set's kind of built around the inserts in a lot of different ways. What you thinking?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, sorry, my cat's playing with her tail. I didn't want to interrupt. Hey, hey, crazy! You live here rent
No,
free.
we love it. You live here rent free.
No, she's great.
That's awesome. I
So
just want to see her leap into your
I
separate
know she's
collection over
gone.
there.
No, so man, 90s are so special. They're so special. So really, what's taken place here is probably around 2011, which beginning with Marvel Beginnings, funny enough, set one was the first time we saw printing plates kind of inserted in packs. And that kind of started giving way to inserts that just hadn't been in the card market in Marvel beforehand at all. You pretty much had holograms, you had clear cards, you had refractors, a little bit kind of refractors, not named refractors, but kind of refractors, sticker cards, cool things like that. And you had pack inserted cards, auto pack inserted cards too. But then 2011 came out, you had printing plates, you had some more stuff. 2012 Marvel Premiere came out, which is a pretty major set because of the numbered stuff, the shadow boxes, the short prints. And then, of course, 2013 comes along with retro,
Yeah.
right? And then it kind of starts really tumbleweed, kind of gets out of control and it gets more and more and builds up. And that's where you get the Rittenhouse stuff in 2014. And it just goes on and on. But that's really the marker you're looking at here. So when you're looking for 90s cards, you really have to have your education about you for 90s cards because there are some really rare, impossible things to get in the 90s.
Yeah.
And when you look at more modern stuff, you really should look at hard numbers and short prints and try to find that information online. And we're going to have stuff coming to this channel, set information, different things. So look forward to that. We're happy to educate you. And we will be getting to a lot of this stuff in our future episodes.
It's going to be fun. All right. We got another question here. Is there any way you can explain the masterpieces and other brands to look for? I'm really new to this. Yeah, I mean, so masterpieces is kind of interesting the way it's structured because all the base cards are numbered, with the highest number being 1,999. Let's call it 2,000. Okay, and then the tiers go from there down to 14,999, then to 999, then the 499, and then to 99. And that means, simply put, that only 99 people or 99. There's 99 potential full base sets that exist, but it really doesn't, because all those boxes are not open, all those cards are not available, so forth and so on. And then you have character collectors, like I'm holding the Wolverine and Venom out of 99, and I'm not building a set. So you
Those
drop that
cards are
by
gone.
2. Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
So only a few people can build a full base set. That's what makes
Very impossible.
That component right there alone in the base set makes masterpieces different. Everything's numbered. Okay. It has parallels that are also numbered, except for the gold signatures. Gold signatures harken back to the 1994 Marvel Masterpieces when they first introduced gold signatures as a parallel into that set.
Hildebrand.
Yeah, Hildebrand.
Yeah.
So they that's a homage that they kept into the set. It's not numbered, although there's only 50 potential gold sig sets that can be built because it's built in the same structure as the What Ifs. What Ifs is another parallel. So you have these parallels in Marvel Masterpieces. There's other inserts and things like that, but that's really the biggest thing to know about it. What is your assessment of the value of the blue and black Marvel Metal E-Pack variants as well as the bullion cards? You think they're nice and have room for growth? Go ahead.
I think the two words that I think a lot of people are going to learn very well, hopefully this year, are E-Pack achievements. I think those are the two words that people are going to kind of start feeling more comfortable with, especially after Spider-Man Metal gets released. I think X-Men Metal is still on Upper Deck now.
Still available.
E-Pack, so you can still buy packs
$250 a box.
And the bullion cards actually have that EPAC achievementness to them.
Mhm.
And so does the black and the blue. So EPAC achievement is kind of the thing that a lot of people are going to come back to, and a lot of people are going to do some high research and realize that there are cards they miss completely, and realize how rare they are. And I
I
think that
paid.
will happen with blue, black, and bullion.
I traded a $150 card for the black Dark Phoenix parallel,
Oh, good one. Smart. That's a good
which
one.
I think
That's
was
a good
great.
trade.
Easy trade for me. The other person was happy too. They got an
Yeah,
autograph card from
it's good
Unbound.
stuff.
Yeah. And so, I think that your top characters, Wolverine, Dark Phoenix, Deadpool, Magneto, the list begins to drop off pretty quickly after that. Those are going to be the ones that I think are going to have the highest potential in the future. They appear to grade well. I would tell you I have the high series Black Wolverine parallel, the Wolverine Black parallel, and I sent it to a subgrader, and they agreed. Send it to PSA. This has a chance for a 10. And so,
Wow, that's insane.
and this
That's
is insane.
insane.
And so,
Wow.
if you can get those parallels and they grade highly, because they're going to have this history of being short printed, so to speak, because you had to combine other
Majorly short
cards.
printed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be 50 or 100 of them that might exist. I think it's a great play.
Yeah, it's a great play for sure.
As the PMG market creeps harder into the recent X-Men Marvel Metal, what's the better target, the low or high series?
High series.
Yeah,
I mean, and remember, I hate that. Some part of this of me is like
I
the
know.
advice that's out. I know I feel bad because this doesn't really affect your collection. You know what I mean? And I don't want to sound so prescribed to say collect what you like and all this kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
there are some of the low series cards are way nicer than the high series cards. So it is a taste factor. I think high series and low series is just really based on art. And that's kind of what's going on with this video in terms of how to collect Marvel cards.
Mhm.
Have your eye about you. If you really like it, I
Mhm.
promise you there will be other people who are like, yeah, I kind of agree. That card's gorgeous.
Yes.
You know what I
And
mean?
yes, Norton, you led the video with, hey, I didn't want to buy anything that I couldn't resell and get my money back. Right? You kind of led with that.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
because I think I heard what you really said, which is that you just didn't want to overpay for anything. Like you wanted to
I
go hard and you wanted to get the cards, but you wanted to do it without overpaying. That's what I heard. Okay.
because I can't, and a lot of people are in my position too, where this is a hobby. I don't make much money at all. It takes a long time to build up my card fund and to do certain things.
Yeah.
So I can't overpay. And the thing is, when you buy for PC,
Mm-hmm.
I've had to overpay for things just to get them. Yes, of course, and I'm always happy to do that for high ticket items because I understand. But at the same time, that money goes right into something that I'm never going to sell in my
Mm-hmm.
mind. You know what I mean? I
Right.
feel good about that. But I'm also not like pouring a bunch of money into something and the only person who's going to like it is me and Joe Schmo. Like that doesn't mean anything to me because that seems like a
Right.
non-intelligent move on my part. You know what I mean? That's just for me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So
And I do
that's how
want
I
to
tend to think about it.
I do want to answer this question a little more specifically though. If you're talking about PMGs, if you're talking about they have the same numbering, high series and low series. There's not a
Yes.
difference. So there's still 100 PMGs of each one, 10 of the green, 90 of the red. And so I do think the art matters because the numbering is the same. So when our first response is high series, well, that's because we know the Deadpool and Wolverine have the better art in the high series. That's really what that's about. And that's debatable. Some people really like the low series Wolverine art.
I think a lot of people like the low series Wolverine harder.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you have to feel comfortable with liking the piece yourself, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to Marvel cards, because they are so interesting looking and so variety of style. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvel guy says he has the out of 25 Carnage at SGC right now. This guy's just
Nice.
ahead of the game. He not only has the card, it's already being graded.
Logos look so
Yeah.
sick too, Marvel guy. Sick work.
Remember to add a couple of sketchographs in your collection by Silver Age artists too, Kevin. Man, yeah, I would love to. You, me, you. Can we
Wish.
can we,
Me,
can we
you,
do a thing?
and neither Roxbury. I love it. That was
Yeah.
good. That was great. Thank you for that.
What currently makes Marvel cards a great investment is a lack of information on card scarcity. There simply lacks a single go-to for information. The edge now is research. I want to talk about this for a second. Um, you were talking about retro verse earlier. That guy did the work. He
Hard
didn't
work.
wait. He didn't wait for us to put out a video, right? He didn't. He did the work, and maybe there were videos, and he sought them out and found them and watched them and learned, right? And so, anytime you put in that kind of work, you're gonna be ahead of the game. It's just gonna happen. You're not waiting for somebody to tell you. You're going out and you're doing it, and that's going to be the edge. It is, and it is the research. Now, I'm just going to be straight up. I really feel a strong sense to get that information out there pretty quickly. So it's going to happen. So if you want to be ahead, you need to go ahead and do it now because we're going to continue to kind of preach the message and educate people as much as we can. Yeah, 4 miles and 2 Spideys. Oh,
I want to see those, buddy. That's gonna be cool.
yeah, CGC doesn't do pop count. Yeah, that's gonna
That's not a good.
that's gonna be tough.
That's not great.
Has anyone noticed the peach art in Weiss?
Yeah, Peach Momoko. That's right. She did the Marvel anime set.
I think the Scarlet
she
Support
did
the stream
Scarlet.
by-
She did the Winter Soldier. Yeah, there's some really good pieces in there.
Jago, he's so cool. Support the stream by giving it a like. Yeah, means a lot.
Thanks, man.
Yep, he's right there with you, Scarlet Witch.
Oh, so good.
How do you guys feel about Marvel Ages? I think the inserts are awesome.
Yes. There are some amazing inserts in Ages. I'm not a huge fan of the base set and that close-up variant thing, unfortunately. And that's just my taste personally. Yeah. But insert-wise, I mean, there's some great pieces in there. The lighthouse cards, right? I always forget how to pronounce it. The type of lens that they use in lighthouses. With Fresnel. I always mess it up, so I get nervous about it. Beautiful, thicker, transparent, gorgeous cards.
All right, so I'm responding to Jeff here. There's no good characters in the new Marvel Beginning set coming out. It's all going to stink. Like there's nothing great about it.
That is messed up. How dare you?
I mean, they're putting like they're going to put the Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer and Galactus in there, Dr. Doom. You know.
Listen, I don't need this. Okay, I don't need this kind of stuff.
Wow, I didn't realize you were an Iceman fan. That's awesome.
Hey, you son of a. Okay.
Jeff, we're excited. I'm gonna let Sketchcard take it from here because he's gonna tell you why he's excited about it.
So for a long time, probably after, I think 2014, 2016 was the exception. 2014 was really the year where they started having some characters being banned because of the Fox and Marvel deal, and some characters couldn't be printed in sets anymore. And that did happen for a while. So Surfer's been technically a banned character, like many of the Fantastic Fours. Doom card collector understands the pain because of Doom's also been banned. And Marvel Beginnings has been confirmed to have some of the banned characters that have been long lost to us coming back. Nightcrawler won't be there, unfortunately, and a couple of other ones that still are banned, unfortunately. But some, Surfer, Fantastic Four, they're coming back. So it should be pretty exciting. Beginnings will be a really interesting set. I think Beginnings comes out right at the right time where people start becoming like real Marvel fans, right? Yeah. Also being card fans. And they're like, wow, look at this character. Look at this outfit. You're going to have a lot of rookies. You're going to have printing plates. You're going to have creator autos. I mean, some of the inserts in Beginnings are really going to be very different from the inserts we've had currently. And I think they're going to do a lot for big Marvel fans.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be great. I think hopefully the timing will be awesome because it's going to give a lot of cards for us to look at with characters we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be great for the hobby.
Numbered cards in there too, for sure.
Jacob, what's up, man? Hey. Good to see you this weekend. He's watching this live, makes him realize how often he watches videos at 2 times speed. I don't know if I can talk that fast. What do you guys think of Aoki being one of the buyers of the 2013 Spider-Man? May I take this one?
Please.
So Aoki bought the green BGS Spider-Man on Golden Auctions back in last May. And what does that mean? Well, he got it for $34,000, a card that, people have really high expectations on now what it's worth, right? And because of that, he wanted, in my mind, to pair that blue with the green because they're both BGS 9s. And he's working on that rainbow, right? The green, the blue, and the red. And so I think he realized he got that card so cheap that he was able to really go hard after the blue so he could pair them together. And so if you do the math, he's like 170 into both cards when the green alone might be worth 170. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And it is speculation still. We're not entirely sure he has the green yet. I don't know if he's announced it. This is kind of like been part of like our card talk, our rumor talk a little bit that he might be the owner of that card. But I think a lot of us, when we saw the blue, we were like,
how could he not be it? How could he not be if he has the blue? That's what I'm thinking.
He has to be. I mean, for him to know about Marvel cards and to be in it as he is now, especially buying that blue, he has to be going for that rainbow. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Aoki is a man. He knows what he's doing. So, I mean,
he collects
some crazy. He knows
his collection
stuff.
is very eclectic. I mean,
he's amazing.
Just about everything.
And the nicest guy on top of that. Super sweet. I'm glad he's coming to our neck of the woods, and hopefully that's what that spider post was about, because such a good positive energy and a nice collector at that. So,
and what's really interesting is right after that, the other blue Spider-Man BGS card sells for about $12,000 to $18,000 less immediately the next day on eBay. So it wasn't just
that was crazy.
It wasn't just him that's seeking that card out.
So he's not the only buyer, which is always a really good sign of a healthy hobby.
To that point, that may have been the owner of the green, because it was still a BGS 9. I didn't think about that.
That might be it.
Either way, it's a value play. That's fascinating.
Somebody's definitely putting the Trinity together for sure.
Yeah, how important do you think Planet Metal cards are going to be in terms of becoming more desirable, like Jambalas or PMGs? So here's what I think about these gold Planet Metal cards. They're numbered to 15, not quite 10, which is where you get really special. But 15, I think, is nice. The Spider-Man Planet Metal is going to be numbered out 25. And because of that, when you start seeing those high sales of Planet Metals and you look at the X-Men, and the art is just some of the best. The Wolverine, and look, full disclosure, I have the Wolverine Gold Planet Metal, okay? But go look at the art yourself, make your own judgment. It's some of the best Wolverine art. It's pristine.
It's really nice. It's really nice. I think metal cards are really exciting to people. People got metal cards in 2020 Marvel Masterpieces, the Metallurgy, and I think there was such a positive feedback from people who started collecting those sets because they really like that insert, that Upper Deck wisely put it in Planet Metal, and it's metal, so it belongs in there. It makes thematic sense. And I love them. I think they're great. I like that of 15s, and I agree with Spidey Jew. I think some of the best art, the Dark Phoenix, there's like some beautiful pieces on there.
Totally. The gold Wolverine sold last week on eBay for best offer, I think, at $1,400. Yeah. Can you get the cards in hand from ePack? Yeah, as long as they're not digital, and most of them are not. They're almost all physical. And yes, you open them, you see your card, and that card you see is what gets mailed to you.
Yeah, and in X-Men Metal specifically, some cards in there in the pack you'll open will be digital, some will be physical. But the digital cards, you can combine them and make a physical card.
Yep.
If you go to the product checklist on Upper Deck, epack.com, it'll tell you what cards are physical, what cards are digital, and how it all works.
Absolutely. So Jordan found a high series Strife for $10. I think he's talking about the PMG. I think.
Oh, I love Strife. Strife is great, man. I always think about the animated series when I hear about Strife. I love it.
Yeah, so they're asking about the $250 box. So the base set is made up of low series and high series. The low series is 100 cards. The high series is 100 cards of the exact same character checklist. So if Wolverine is 69, which is what I think he is, he's 169 in the high series, okay, up to 200. The low series, 1 through 100, they're all digital cards. The high series, the 101 to 200, are physical cards. Both the digital and physical can be combined into 10 cards to make a blue parallel. So you can only get low series digital base blue parallels from ePack physically. That means if you want to,
you can only get blue parallels from ePack only, and blacks. Like those are not in physical boxes.
Well, what I mean is you can't get a base card. You can't get 100 through.
That's right.
1 through 100 from ePack. So if you want to make a full base set, you have to go out and buy Someone that opened up a box and has a base set, you got to buy that. That's what I'm saying. But you can
Beautiful.
combine those digital cards, takes 10 of them, 10. This is 5, 10.
This is fine.
it takes 10 to make one blue parallel. So, and it takes 10 blues to make a black parallel.
Good stuff.
And I'll just to finish that thought, the high series is only 2 per pack. 2 per pack, and it still takes 10 of those to make one blue, and then 10 blues to make one black. So you got to open up a lot of boxes to make a black.
Yeah.
I like the 20. Yeah. So Dave likes the low series better than the high series. He likes that more modern art. I've been obsessed. That's why I'm up at 2 a.m. Yeah, that's how he's been putting his collection together. Just a little guys in the beginnings, huh? Yeah, that's right. There needs to be a Beckett magazine on Marvel cards. So, Kevin, I subscribe to the Beckett Non-Sport magazine. Comes out, I think, every 2 months or every 3 months, and they'll have little bitty comments about Marvel in it, and that's about it. And they'll have their top 10 sales, and it won't have PMGs. I'm like, are you guys even paying attention to what's actually happening out there? And
It's a
they're
shame.
not. They're not.
It's a shame. There's a great blog out there by a gentleman named Chris Mixer. Yeah, I'll have to find you guys the title of the blog, but it really is great stuff. I'll find out for you.
Oh, whoa! Jordan said he got a black high series strike for $10. That is the steal of the decade.
Wow, that's scary. That's good stuff, man.
Somebody spent maybe $1,000 putting that thing together. Like, unless he traded. I mean, but even the sheer work it takes to get those cards together.
Let me show you guys a site real quick that does some really good work with info that sometimes Beckett doesn't do, which is it's a shame. But yeah, I think you guys should just see it real quick.
I was going to respond to Julian's comment. He says he thinks Upper Deck made a genius move having 200 PMGs. That 200 PMGs actually translated into 20,000 PMGs. And at first we were like, hey, that's overproduction. But now I'm looking at it, I'm going, genius. I'm with you, man. My mind has flipped there. All right, what are we looking at?
So just wanted to show you another information site here. This is by a good friend of mine named Chris Mixer, who's definitely an OG, more OG than I ever will be. Sketchcard.wordpress.com, and he does really great articles on inserts. I know it says sketch cards, but there are other things here that are pretty exciting. So awesome. He does great pictures and just really fun, amazing stuff. Okay, he does updates. Just wanted to share that with you guys when you're looking for more research. Just pretty cool stuff.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing. Bryce says a 2015 retro Marvel Green Spider-Man PMG at a BGS 9 is listed on eBay for $850,000. I don't think you have to worry about anybody buying that at $850. Personally,
never.
that feels like someone who is hoping to that it's a freaking lure with a big old hook at the end of it, and it says, I want you to come at me with your price.
Yep. That's just advertisement. That's someone buying a billboard.
It's here. It exists. Here it is. You have to email me, call me, figure out who I am. Please keep making more videos like this. Absolutely, man. We got plenty.
Thanks, man.
Plenty line up. And there's so much more to talk. There's so much to talk about.
So fun.
That is for sure. Should I just pull the trigger on the 2020 Marvel Metal Box for $300? This may be my first big purchase. I mean, this is not an easy answer because I don't understand your budget and all this kind of stuff. I will tell you, I enjoy opening up boxes. Will you get $300 out of it? Probably not today, unless you get lucky, but maybe tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I think if you buy a box for $300 and you're going to open it, you kind of have to expect that you're buying the experience more than you're buying the cards.
And what I do as a point of advice is I go to eBay and I go to Marvel cards and I put highest price, and I just go down the listing and see the things that are really desirable by people and just take a look at those cards. And that way, if you see a card that looks really cool and you're like, man, I just love the design of that piece because there's really good high res photos or whatever the case may be, look at the box, see if there's a box available, and do that kind of stuff. Because just buying a box that's out there because the set was just released, and we're so late in Marvel Metal. That's why, Spidey, you and I are a little nervous about saying yes or whatever you enjoy.
Mhm.
Is that we're very late in the game, so a lot of big cards have been pulled from
Yeah.
Metal.
If you're going to keep it sealed, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great buy. It's
that
a
makes
great buy
sense.
if you keep it sealed. And if you
Yeah,
pull the 1 of 1 Dark Phoenix, let me know. I'll trade you something really
you have a
nice.
buyer instantly.
Yeah. Agreed. NSU doesn't have enough Marvel cards. Yeah. We should send. Yeah.
Yes,
So I've reached
that's a
out
good
to
petition.
them. I probably should have emailed. I hate email, but I messaged them on Instagram, never got a response. So that's the way
Yeah,
that goes. I had just finished getting a black stripe the day before an e-pack. It cost me about $125. Yeah.
Keith is the man. Keith is the best for sure. Yeah,
I think he's talking about Keith Boyle. He is a
yeah,
rock
Keith
star,
Boyle,
that dude.
nicest guy.
Where are you guys currently on grading the ultra modern sets outside the BMGs? Not really sure which way to lean at the moment. So I mean, he's talking about X-Men Metal. He's talking about I guess some of the cars from 2017, maybe Marvel
Marvel
Masterpieces.
masterpieces. Yeah,
Um, I would tell you that the hobby is headed towards grading.
hands down. Yeah, hands down.
It just is. I mean, the people that are coming in at a rapid rate right now are already graders. I
All of them.
I got an email last night where this guy reaches out to me. He's just talking to me, right? And he says, "I have about 10,000 Marvel cards at PSA right now." So
Wow.
a whole lot, right?
Wow. Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to try to get ahead of the curve, and
Mm-hmm.
um, they're definitely going to look at grading Marvel cards, and then they're
Yeah.
going to try to have Marvel cards already graded so they can do trades and stuff. I definitely think that
Marvel guy wants to know if you don't buy that box. Let him know where you got it.
will happen.
I've seen people do that with high-end Pokemon trophies. They would post them on eBay just to flex and show off their collection. No doubt.
Yep.
No
That's
doubt.
the game.
As it pertains to X-Men Metal, how do you guys view the pink parallels? So I'm
They're
gonna
some
give
of my favorite, man.
I'll give Billy's response. Billy's response last night is that he thinks in the future, because they are shorter printed, they're out of 75 rather than 90. There's 90 red PMGs. That's kind of the comparison. He thinks they're going to be important. I don't think they're going to ever pass the PMG personally. I just don't see that happening.
Brand
But
recognition.
I do think like the Wolverines, the Gambits, the Deadpools, the Dark Phoenixes, those are great plays right now because they've been cheap. I haven't checked prices in a few weeks, but I think that's a good place to put some money.
Yeah.
Do you think any of the card graders would grade uncut sheets?
Oh,
Hard to
Jeff,
slab.
that's a good one. That'd be cool, man. That'd be really cool if they did.
What are our thoughts on long-term value of high-graded 90s cards? I have a few SGC 10s of 90M. Okay, so here's what I'll tell you. I bought a 9.5 SGC Psylocke for $850.
That was smart.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
That was a good buy.
Oh, hey, let's talk about SGC for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Your boy here's the record breaker. I have made the highest purchase of a Marvel card in an SGC slab at $23,000.
You've been busy.
Well,
Wow.
the Red Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
I get
Ah,
flack, to some degree because I haven't like beat the drum for SGC. I'm not trying to beat anybody's drum, right? I'm just saying what I think are facts.
yeah.
And what do I know, right? But it doesn't mean you can't, pay good money for an SGC. I paid $850 and then I paid $23,000. So
Nothing wrong with SGC at all. What does someone say? Grade the card, don't grade. Look at the card, not the grade. I think that's an important rule of thumb. And look, a lot of people are grading with different companies because price points, availability. People are having to be creative because they want these things authenticated. They want
my
to have
point
some kind of
is,
number on
if you put a special card in the SGC slab, people will buy it. So you
it.
got
Of course.
96 in the SGC slab. And the way that color scheme is, for the most part, through that whole set, that black looks great.
I love 96 mm.
Mm-hmm.
I think 96 mm in 9s and 10s is
okay.
super no brainer.
All right. Cam K, he makes a great point. The number 2 graded card in December was Michael Jordan's rookie card again. Like, how is like I
I
know
was
it's I
looking at
mean,
that list.
so people are reslabbing, right? Like that's what's happening,
Oh yeah,
right?
upgrading.
So that's what's going on. So there's not really that many more Michael Jordans, but that just blew my mind that a card from 1986, that popular, that desirable, through the grading boom, is still number two at being graded. And that makes me look at a number 10, a Spider-Man number to 10. I'm like, that's it. There's only 10, only 10 chances at this. Don't get another chance.
And that Michael Jordan card was printed to hell. And some people say the 1990 Marvel Universe set was printed to hell. I mean, still it doesn't mean that there's tons of these cards still out there. People
Great
forget the
card,
context.
iconic card. It's it's
Yeah,
it's almost art now the way people
definitely.
recognize it. But I was just surprised to see that it's still number two.
It's
Justin North,
beautiful.
thanks. Yeah, no, happy to do it, House Knob. We love it. Thank you. You're the reason we're here. I think there'll be a ton of graded PSA cards coming in short term. However, I think the prices from PSA will never come all the way down. So I buy pretty much any Marvel PSA 10. You know what you're doing? You're hedging your
Yep.
bet because you're saying you will not see another price entry under $35 to even get a card graded. So if I can go ahead and get a 10, there's a really good chance this is going to have a multiplier attached to it, especially as people start wanting the complete sets graded.
Yep.
Yeah, Dave, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Such a good purchase, bro.
Very happy. You knew that Spidey would be mine. You were giggling for days. You know, you're not the only person to say that. So, according to the great curator, as Jacob was going around the sports card, convention, he was basically telling everybody that would make him an offer. He's like, "I'm waiting for Spidey G. He'll be here Saturday."
I love it.
They're like, "Well, I'll give you 15." He's like, "I'm waiting for Spidey G. He'll be here." But
He'll be here in a minute.
not that big of a sucker. I mean,
I love it.
I got the
No,
Victor Spider in my logo. So.
I think you're a smart man, man.
Yeah. Why is it the X-Men Chromium cards on anyone hits list? They're gorgeous. I love the Cyclops from the Chromium. I really do.
Chromium is nice. There are some rare variants of those. I can't talk about them too much because I don't have all the information, but there's some scary, interesting things about that set. And I'd love to see more of those graded. I don't know if they are marker. They're just nice cards, man. Classic, beautiful shine to them. They're just really cool.
Sure.
And silver X overs. That's another one a lot of people are not looking at.
So the great curator doing a live too. Thought you guys wouldn't go live at the same time. It wasn't a planned live. We're actually recording a video that we're going to put out for you guys, and we thought, you know what? Now we've recorded that video. Let's just go live and hang out for a second. So, not intentional double dip there for sure. How long have you both been collecting Marvel hardcore? Can I answer first, and then you go second?
Please.
So hardcore for me is January of 2021. Before January of 2021, this is actually, I think, pretty interesting. It explains why the hobby's where it's at. I was actually a part of the. Can we look up how long I've been a part of the MCCW Facebook group? Is there a way to do that?
There is a way to do that, but if I was a better admin, I would know right off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about you as an admin right now.
That's fair.
No, kidding. But so I'd been connected to this hobby. Okay, I collected as a kid in the 90s. Anytime I went into a comic book store, if they had Marvel cards kind of laying around, I'd buy them up. I literally remember buying binders of Marvel cards out of a trunk of a car one day because, this guy found out I liked Marvel cards and he sold me his stuff. It was actually really good stuff. But it was like rare opportunities for me to purchase because I just didn't understand how in this day and age to buy new Marvel cards. And then I would be in this group, and in this group, they were always talking about sketch cards. Every time I dipped in there, it was like sketch card this, sketch card that. And I was totally confused by these sketch cards. I didn't understand it. Didn't understand the sets and everything. And I would periodically ask a question, and I would just say that it was like, oh, there's a noob. Let's, have you heard of Google? Like that kind of stuff, right? And so I kind of stayed, it kind of kept me from like really diving into it. Well, in January of 2021, that's when I found out the Marvel Masterpieces was being released. And thankfully to Noren's podcast with Ian Taylor, they had content that actually explained the release as it was coming on e-packs that already missed the physical release. And that's what really got me back in at this, horde pace that I've been on for the last 12 to 13 months.
is such a huge testament to like your ability as a collector, man. You have like you've done things that I could not do. It was 11 months ago when you joined the group. 11
Yeah.
months ago.
Well, which one are
I
you looking
mean,
at? Are you looking at the
MCCW.
no, the Marvel Masterpiece Group?
Oh, you want to do that one instead?
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at that one. I'd be curious.
members. I can't believe this, man. That's really fast. How much
Hmm.
you've 11 months ago.
Oh, I must have been in and out of the group then.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And it might not be like an accurate count. It might just be like a, you know, how Facebook sometimes is.
But what about you?
Crazy.
How long have you been
Oh,
collecting Marvel for?
that's right. I forgot what we were talking about. I was just excited to hear the story. um, okay, so I started collecting Silver Surfer cards. Funny enough, when I was a kid. So the very first 1992 Marvel Universe set, when I saw Ron Lim's work, because Ron Lim's Spider-Man was the Silver Surfer was the first Silver Surfer I saw. Um, and then I was still into cards. I had them, but I couldn't afford boxes or packs for a long time. And then when I was out of high school into college, I found a Scoundrel, which was an old sketch card form thing. So I've been hardcore collecting Marvel cards for 10 plus years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a long time now.
How long have you been doing
Definitely
the
not.
podcast?
Ooh, I think we have 2 years in, something like
2 years
that.
too. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. So basically, what happened was I was trying to look for certain cards that I couldn't find on my own anymore because they were just so rare. So I joined the group, met people there, and that's kind of how that all started. Yeah.
Awesome. Can you share your thought process on when placing monetary value on a non-numbered short print card, such as the X-Men Metal Blacks that you mentioned? For me, it's the amount of work involved, like how much you have to pay for the boxes to get the cards, to then convert them to blues. How many blues you have to convert into, and honestly, it's not as much as it actually costs. Like it's less than what it actually costs to do it, and so that's how I'm assessing the value. And then you got to factor in the character, you know.
Just try to put one together, and you find out really quickly that people can be sometimes a nightmare to trade with. It can be really hard with a popular character, especially a popular woman character,
Mhm.
woman superhero. That makes it even harder to do to like search for those characters to get those cards. There's definitely a strange thing happening with the lack of education on what EPAC achievements are and how difficult to get. Like
Mhm.
there are rainbow Flare Ultra Spider-Man cards, rainbow web Flare Ultra Spider-Man cards, where you had to do like 100 card combination. Crazy difficult thing to do, and the prices there are just not realized because people don't didn't experience how difficult it was to get those cards. I think Upper Deck for the future needs to number them and put on the back of the card EPAC achievement, so the education could be a little more widespread.
Yeah. You know what may have happened? There may have been a time in the past where the group was maybe a little more open and then it went full membership. Maybe that's what happened.
Possibly,
Yeah. I don't
possibly.
know.
I'm sure there was something there.
Or maybe it was a different group and I accused it of being of the group that we're in now.
It might be. It might be. There are two other big groups there, so that might have been it. So
who,
maybe
who,
like Marvel cards or Marvel trading cards buy sale or whatever.
who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
We got. I've been looking at autos, but have not pulled the trigger yet on any. I would love to be able to get an Andrew Garfield, but the price on it has a little much. I saw someone that
Wait,
bought an Andrew Garfield recently. Who was that?
I know. I think Elusive has one.
Elusive. He's always ahead of the curve. That dude's buying what we should be buying next year. That dude's amazing.
Yes, 100%.
Um, gosh, I can't think of who it was. But anyways, yeah. I think a
Great
lot of
play.
people are for those. I really do.
Yeah, I would. You know what I would do for an Andrew Garfield? Actually, Bryce, I would join a group. I think it's called the Pulp Culture Group on Facebook.
Hmm.
They specialize in autos on cards, and sometimes those guys are just like real old OGs, and they have these cards for a long time, so their price entry is a little lower. So they're not looking for like crazy eBay comps, and they're very nice people. So that might help. You know, I would dig deep on the Facebook groups for those kind of cards.
Jeff wants that Chromium information when you're ready to release it.
Jeff, you and I are gonna have to talk because that stuff's crazy.
So, have you guys heard of the RGC Revolution Grading Company? Slabwise are beautiful, but would you guys grade your cards with the top three? So, I actually think I saw some of those at the Dallas Card Show, but I don't want to
Cool.
100% confirm that because Uh, Frankly, anything that's not PSA Beckett and SGC, I just can't feel it put in my brain right now. It's just not enough room for it. Um,
Mm,
and you know, I don't have to have my card slab to enjoy it. I put in a one touch, and I'm just about as good as I can be.
satisfied.
If I'm putting something in a slab, it's because either it's really expensive and it needs to be what it is, like it needs to be authenticated and it needs to be graded and that kind of stuff. Or it's a position play where if I can get this graded and it gets a PSA 10, it might give me a Spider-Man that I couldn't get otherwise. So that's when I grade. So
Clever.
I would stick with the top three in that case.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I have some cards at PSA now that I've had
Mhm.
there for like 11 months, like many of you. But there was one I expressed ordered, and I was fortunate enough to find someone who pack pulled a blue Silver Surfer PMG. And I had one here.
Yeah.
And what I did was I graded the one I got from the guy, a friend of mine who like showed me the video. He pack pulled it, so I knew it was clean.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was going to be a 9 or better. Sent it off to a friend who helped me, and I paid like $350 to get it graded.
Yeah.
And it's the only Pop One grade 9, none
Yeah.
higher.
That's
And I
wonderful.
did that. I did that because I had doubles, so I thought I would sell my double, which I did, to cover the cost of the grading and the purchasing of the PMG. And it was early enough where I was able to do that.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So right now I've spent the most money with BGS grading. I got the one of one, gold one of one authenticated there. I did the Spidey 29 rainbow, purple, green, blue, red,
Oh,
bronze
that's right.
pattern, all at BGS. Um, but I do have a really large order at PSA that's been there, like a lot of people since February of last year that I'm looking to get back. And it depends on the card for me, which one I prefer, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Yep, depends on the card. There you go. Hello, how's it going, Dr. Strange
Hey,
Archive? Man, this is
Donald,
quite the treat.
dude, this guy. I love Dr. C. He's such a good friend of mine.
Do you,
He
do
is
you,
like OG character collector
do you have
for
his
sure.
website where you can pull it up?
Yes, I do. It's amazing.
So when we talk
Amazing.
about character collector, this is one of the guys that we're talking about when we say master character collector.
So good.
Yeah.
So he does a YouTube channel too. I mean, the knowledge that he shares there is just second to
Any
none.
any characters you guys are specking on? Well, Sketch is a character collector, so he doesn't lose focus, right?
Never.
Yeah.
I don't do that only because, um, like I said before, I have to be very careful with how much I spend, because I don't like overspending. I don't like spending. I don't like surprise spending. So I always keep like a little card fund and keep an eye on things that might pop up because I'm at that stage in my character collecting now, and this is not boasting. This is just literally a thing that the cards I'm looking for just never come up. So I'm just
Mhm.
waiting most of the
Right.
time.
So going back
Yeah.
to Doctor Strange Archive, this is his website, and I mean
Everything's organized.
he's archiving everything Doctor Strange.
This is awesome. His resource page, his guides, other resources. I mean, just
Right. So if you want to collect Doctor Strange, this is where I would start.
yes,
And I would get to know Doctor Strange Archive because he
he's a
probably
friend.
knows where the cards are at that you might be looking for. And
Yes,
so that's what
very
I would do
organized.
for
Love
sure.
it, brother.
Characters that I'm specking on, no, I don't do that. Cards come in front of me, and
Yeah,
I make an assessment at the time. Like, why is this in front of me? What's the price? What do I think about it in my collection? What do I think about it in terms of future value? Can it help me get a Spider-Man card or a Wolverine card that I'm looking for? So that's kind of what I do. I don't go out and chase, certain characters for those reasons. I traded a Moon Knight this weekend for Spider-Man.
nice.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was a spec guy, I would have waited till the trailer dropped. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it got
I
me a
do.
Spider-Man card that I wanted. Like I think a really special one at that, graded at PSA 8. And
Yeah,
so that's for me. But if you're looking into the future and what I would do is I would pull out the Disney movie kind of release list and I would look at the characters that are coming out and I would look for their first appearance numbered cards. That's what I would do.
easy peasy.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm blown away how rare the rainbow achievements are after listening to your video. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
crazy, crazy, crazy rare.
I still don't have hardly any of them at all.
It's because it's sold out on eBay. It's impossible to find now, and they're like in complete set collections. It's just
All right, we got Happy Dad CCC in the house. So I have been a lonely local collector, and the town that I live in, it's just been me. I've had to reach out to this great community elsewhere to have Marvel car collectors. I know, but I know. But some of my friends here who have been kind of listening to me and hearing me are now diving into Marvel cards. It's been a real treat. I'm going to sit down with Daniel here soon. We're going to go through my 2020 Marvel masterpieces and help him start building a collection of those cards.
Are you guys going to wear the same robes and like drink from the same punch bowl? I mean, if you are, just invite me. You know,
some people say it's already weird. We don't need to make it more weird. Have to answer questions. Mr. Comstock is
legend. Doctor Strange archive.
That's awesome. What's your favorite card comic match? You got one?
Gosh, I mean, mine's pretty biased, but mine's pretty biased. I actually have an action figure card match, which people don't realize. On the back of the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer action figure, remember the Marvel Superhero Hour show back in the day? Yeah. On the back, the Silver Surfer that's on there, the art they use is the same one from the Rittenhouse set, which is just so crazy to have the kind of like match there. But yeah, comic book. I mean, I look at the Marvel Beginning stuff or the first comic book cover series in 80 something, I think 87. And those matches are just killer. They're awesome.
So I like my Spidey Gwen PMGs next to my 9.8 1 of 25 variant Edge of Spider-Verse 2 first appearance of Spidey Gwen. There's not quite the same pose. She's knelt down in the comic book where she's squatting in that McFarlane Spider-Man issue number 1 pose. But it's still similar enough to me that I just love those, near each other. All right, Adam. I'm going to answer your question. Honestly, not a big fan of social media due to the negatives. Totally get that. But really tempted to join the Facebook groups. If you're trying to seriously collect, it's hard to do it and not be connected to those groups. You can build a world where that happens, where you're connected to people and they're on the lookout for you. But it is hard not to be connected to those groups.
Real quick, Adam, no joke. Before 2015, I think it was, I had no social media presence for like 5+ years. I stayed totally away from Instagram, Facebook because I hated it. Still do. Like I'm only on here now because of the friends I've made. And I know that's corny, but that's the only reason I keep my socials now. And, looking for rare cards, man, it's impossible to do it on a desert island.
Yeah, for sure. Jordan's wanting to know if there's any other cable stripe collectors out there.
That I think. Maybe there's a cable one, but I doubt there's a stripe one.
Yeah, stripe is one I don't know about. Jordan, a green stripe PMG just hit eBay. And
you're on a mission.
Did I trade the Moon Knight? No, I did not, Dad. Keith went out and bought his own Moon Knight. He spent the money and got it.
Hey, Keith.
Yep. Thanks for the heads up. See, look at this community happening right here in the
community, right here.
You know what? That's where grading is needed in the Marvel hobby because it will help illustrate how rare the rainbows are. If they understand it. Example: I sent my pattern Spider-Man 2099 to BGS twice, and both times they accused it of having being altered for a color. I'm like, it's not the base card, guys. It's a pattern achievement.
They need to hire someone who knows this stuff. PSA and Beckett need to have like specific experienced collectors.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So you're right, as long as they know what they're looking at. That's the thing. What's up, Vikings Ward?
Vikings Ward, thank you so much for all of your amazing comments on my video. You are so nice. I'm having so much fun chatting with you on there, buddy.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude. I'm so happy for you, man. That's a great card.
Dr. Strange. Yeah, he loves the comic and card matchups. Just pulled the comments for the annual 2021 Doctor Strange for some photos. Love it.
Beautiful.
And I like to do the action figure and card matchup too. That's a lot of fun for me.
That's a lot of fun.
My little ones love Spidey Gwen, so I've been buying a bunch for her. You're not alone. You're not alone. I've heard that multiple times from people buying Spidey Gwen for their kids.
She has like one of the best designs, man. I love her costume and her as a character. So cool.
Incredible design. She's a female, and she's in her own Spider-Verse. She can exist.
She has her own story.
and it doesn't mess with Peter Parker, and so she can be important in her own space.
I love that.
Um,
Good to have her own line.
MCCW is a pretty chill group. Adam, I don't participate much in social media, but I enjoy the group. You're not alone. Yeah, he did get one pops. He went out and bought it. The group is the best place for trading, even with EPAC communication is better through the group. Yes. Big cards get offered up there too. I didn't actively set out to character collect, but I've been buying mostly Spider-Man. Oops.
That's awesome.
All right, funny story. I'm Spidey G09. My birthday is 9/9, and I set out to collect Spider-Man 2099. Like that was my focus. And then, as fate would have it.
Fate would have it.
Spider-Man.
You just know the good stuff.
Well, and I hit some good cards. I got really fortunate and hit some low number Spidey stuff. Like you were with me one night. We're opening up 2019 Marvel Flair Marvel.
And I can't even look at you when you open up packs and boxes. It's just so painfully lucky. I've never met anybody who pulls more fire in my life other than you, bro.
It's that Spidey Juju. And pulled number to 20, number to 25 card. These low cards that I've been able to pull out, and it's really helped the collection for sure. Your little ones have expensive taste. Yes, Buddy Gwen is expensive. Dagon High Series from Metal is one of my favorite cards. It really is a cool card with the tattoos.
Oh, so cool. And then that's cool.
I pulled the PMG of that one. I used it to get some of my Dark Phoenix cards that I have now. And it's great.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it went to Retroverse. Well, no, did it go to Retroverse? He got one too.
I feel like Retroverse is doing that character.
Yeah, I think he may have gotten it from me.
Sure. I think he's doing the rainbow. I think he did. Oh, that's right. He was speccing on that card really hard. That's a good one.
That's why he's talking about. That's why he's talking about.
Okay. That's why. Julie, he is.
Man, we are sharp. Nothing gets past.
I'm so sorry, man.
Not a thing.
Keep messing that up.
Do you have a favorite Spider-Man 2099 card? So I'm actually not as big of a fan of the white suit as I am the dark blue suit. And if you go back to, I think it's either 95 Flair annual or 94 Flair. I can't remember which one it is, but it's one where he's crouched down. It's got these vibrant blues. I actually have the buyback of that card, and I love it. It's out of 20. Absolutely love it.
I like those buybacks out of 20 a lot, man. Special.
Yeah, they are. They really are. Thanks for asking. Oh, you have two rainbows.
Of course you do. Of course you do, Retro. I knew it. I was like, yeah, you're a beast. Scary.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
It's crazy cool. Awesome. Yeah.
Man, dude, we're hitting 2 hours, and
oh God,
I think I've watched my phone ring like 10 times. So
no, we got to go.
You got to go. This has been a ton of fun. We'll do this again. We'll figure out a regular time that fits on everybody's calendar and schedule, right? So you guys can predict some of this. I think some of the coolest cards, and they are not expensive, are the 84 comic covers. Facts, and they're going to look graded next to comic books. Facts. And for a car show in February near Indiana, it's a long shot, but I thought I'd go ahead and ask if you know of any. Yes, in Atlanta, at the end of February, will be the Culture Collision, and there are lots of Marvel guys that plan to be there, including some of them.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah, plan to be there as well. Yep. We're happy to spread the word. And thoughts on Spidey buybacks not being expensive? If they're not expensive, buy them. Period. It doesn't
Too smart. Sense. Too smart of a buy. Too smart of a buy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Not much on TV tonight. Yes, Tuesday. And all right, guys, we're going to sign off. Thanks again. Remember to like this video. Really helps out. And, if you got friends that are getting into Marvel cards, send them our way. We'd love to help educate them and teach them. If you got any questions, you find Sketch Card on Instagram, Sketch Card Hive. You can find me on Instagram at SpideyG09. Would love to chat. And, as always, have a marvelous day.